Welcome to the W.K. Kellogg Foundation's 6th Annual National Day of Racial Healing.
Together, we have built authentic relationships and inspired collective action on how we heal from the effects of systemic racism. When we create safe spaces where truth-telling and uncomfortable conversations can happen, we have hope that healing can happen.
It is essential that we ground ourselves in a foundation of truth-telling.
There is still so much internalized racism and colorism that we need to unlearn.
The sad reality is we're living through a moment in which many people refuse to hear the truth, but that doesn't mean we should stop pushing to make them. We have to stop teaching the American myth and teach the American truth.
The underpinnings of truth, racial healing, and transformation teach us that we've placed a hierarchy on the value of human life, and how that shows up in our society is people have differential access to health care or goods or services or quality housing.
We're taught individualism in America, every man and woman and person for themselves. There's a lot of ways for us to show up for one another, and I think that that's the essence that we've been missing right now.
All of these issues really can be resolved if we come together and use the power of our collective action, what we simply can't solve on our own.
Those who are white can be part of a multiracial coalition together.
How can we get perspectives from different backgrounds, not just from the youth, but like valuing the words, the wisdom, the knowledge of our elderly people?
When we talk about racial healing, it is a collective action. It is an action that binds us together and grows a future where we can envision the beloved community that we all seek.
Our communities would not have been here had American allies not have stood up and protected our rights. This is a history that would not have been made possible without the solidarity of Black Americans who stood up for the resettlement of refugees.
We can't wait for others to do it. We need to do our part, and others will follow us, and each one of us can be a ripple of hope.
We all share the air that we breathe, the oxygen that we need to live. And I think from that space, if we could all tap into that truth of our humanity, that we belong to each other, that we're responsible for each other, that as human beings we cannot survive without each other.
I believe that unity is not uniformity, that we can organize in a space where basic principles are what we adhere to. Dignity for all people, that everybody deserves to live in this world safely and free from targeting, that we all don't just survive, that we thrive.
When you look out at your community and humanity is front and center, and the contributions that community get to bring to bear, you say, man, what a beautiful world.
The path ahead, long and winding as it may be, leads in only one direction: forward.
I challenge you to think boldly, consider the power of the possible, and work in solidarity. This is how we bridge the divides to transform communities for our children and future generations. This is how we heal.